everybody and welcome to my channel, or if you're coming back, then welcome back. So if you don't know me, my name is Rebecca and today I want to talk to you about veganism and why I went plant-based, how I did it, and answering some common questions about veganism because I get these questions a lot and I feel like clearing the air is always good. If you don't want to hear about this, then obviously please click off this video, but if you are interested, I'm not gonna go around attacking anyone. I'm not gonna like call you a shitty person if you're not vegan or anything. This is just for information, answering some questions you might have and telling my story. So I think I'm gonna start with that. I'm gonna try to keep it short because I could ramble on about this for hours and hours. First things first, I do not define myself as a vegan. If you don't know, a vegan is somebody who refrains from using animal products. Anything that originated from animals, anything that is made with animal products. So that goes to food, makeup, beauty products, clothing. Sometimes I do consume products that have eggs or dairy in it. I never ever consume any meat, but sometimes I don't know, I eat a donut every once in a while, or milk chocolate sometimes. I'm not saying I do this often, but sometimes I just do it. So like, I don't want to like be out here saying like how perfect I am. Like I'm not even calling myself a vegan openly. I am just trying my best to follow a vegan diet, so I just want to say that. So most of the time, because of this reason, I refer to myself as a plant-based person because I'm on a plant-based diet. So I have been on a plant-based diet since May of 2016, so pretty much 4 years now. Before making this decision, I wasn't really familiar with veganism. I thought all vegans and vegetarians were stupid. Obviously, I've heard the word vegan before, but I didn't really know what it meant and what the difference was between vegans and vegetarians. Vegetarians don't eat any meat, and vegans don't consume any animal products. So I'm somewhere in between, leaning more towards the veganism. Okay, so in January of 2016, I came across a video of this girl on YouTube. So she's a model and she's vegan. This was the first video I've ever seen of hers, and she made a video of how to get like the body of a Victoria's Secret model or something like that. And as a 15-year-old with a slight case of body dysmorphia, I was like, oh yeah, let's do this. How did she do this? You know, maybe I can take something away from it. Little did I know, that was the beginning of me taking on a whole entire perspective, a whole entire world view, a set of values, not just like how to get fit. She mentioned she was on a vegan diet. Obviously, exercise and other stuff were in the mix as well, but she talked about veganism, and then I went on to watch her video about why I went vegan. And in that, I have found videos, documentaries, some of them I'm also gonna link down below because they are the ones that pushed me towards making this decision. From then on, I was just like hooked. She talked a lot about empathy and the environment and just general health issues that non-vegans might face and how veganism might help those. So then I started doing my own research, which is something that I recommend to everyone who is interested in not just veganism but any topic. Like, do your own research always. Then I made the decision of, first, I'm not gonna consume any meat because I don't remember if this was this girl or someone else, but somebody advised not to go cold turkey, which means just cutting everything out all at once. So they advised the first step to be just cutting meat consumption out of your diet. And so that's what I did. I think that lasted me like a month or 2 months. I didn't really know how to eat vegan, you know? Like, that was a mistake that I make. Many people going vegetarian or vegan, they just cut out the products and they don't really substitute them with anything else. And so obviously, at first I felt kind of good, and then I started feeling not that good and I was tired, so I slipped a few times. So I went back to eating meat. I didn't know how to cook for myself. I didn't know how to take care of myself, my nutrition, and so I was just kind of like, okay, this is too hard. And I went back to eating meat a little bit, and then in May or end of April, I decided to cut the bullshit because I was eating meat again, but I just felt guilty and I felt horrible, and I was like, okay, I can't go back to that life anymore. I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna like put more time and effort into trying to figure out how to do this because it has worked for so many people and it can work for me. Why I went vegan, I'm not gonna get too much into it, so I'm just gonna list 3 things. One is obviously ethical reasons. I do not want to contribute to the murder of thinking, feeling beings. Second is environment, because I found out how bad meat, dairy, and egg industries are for the planet and the environmental effects that they have on our planet, and they are the #1 cause our planet is dying, and like why global warming is coming, and it's not cool. I'm gonna link a few things. If you're interested, you can kind of like look into those. Third thing is health. I found out what meat consumption and dairy consumption and all in all nutrition, the effect that eating meat, consuming animal products has on our bodies and our health. And I mean, I am personally someone who had problems, digestive problems, because of consuming meat. I just didn't know it was because of that. I just thought it was normal, and I feel like so many of us think that our health problems, which are, they may not be anything big. For example, I thought that having stomach pain is normal, being constipated is normal sometimes. I just need to drink more water, which is true. I do need to drink more water, but what happened to me is, so I would always get very intense stomach pain after eating meat, especially red meat, and eating a lot of it, and after eating a meal of meat, feeling full, it was that feeling of, oh, like I'm kind of sick. I'm so full that I'm sick and I want to throw up. The other thing that I've mentioned is constipation. I had troubles going to the toilet. I wouldn't go to the toilet every day to poop. And I thought that was normal as well, and then I found that it wasn't. And I would have such severe pain from constipation. I would be up at night having these horrible, are they cramps? I don't know. These, if you have ever been severely constipated, you know this. Very, very anguishing pain. It's horrible. And I was shaking, I was crying, and I couldn't do anything about it. I was crying on a toilet, I was crying in my bed because I couldn't go to the toilet like in the middle of the night. It was horrible. And after going vegetarian, those problems were kind of gone, like within the first week, pretty much. Meat takes a lot longer for our digestive system to process, so meat can stay in your stomach for like 3 to 4 hours, I think, and it just kind of like rots in there and it just stays in there. Meanwhile, plants, they have a high level of fiber, they go through your system like most of the time. And yeah, so I just didn't have food in my stomach for 3 to 4 hours just rotting in there. I didn't have stomach pain anymore because meat is very heavy, obviously, for your digestive system and your stomach. And suddenly I was like going to the toilet at least once a day, sometimes more. I wasn't constipated anymore. Felt so much better. My energy levels were high because while I was eating meat, I was so tired all the time. I had low energy, and then I switched to vegetarianism and I just felt good. After ditching dairy a bit more, after that my skin got clearer and smoother, and just I became more glowy. You can see that. Some of it is makeup, obviously, and also I had oily skin, but I don't know, my skin overall is just better and clearer. I just feel better, man. I think that is all for this segment of the video, and now I'm gonna go into answering questions about veganism. I'm gonna try to keep these answers short and sweet, and any additional information I will link down below. The questions are collected there on my computer on my notes, so that's open. That's why I'm looking over there to see the questions. Yeah. First question is, what do you eat? That is probably one of the most common questions that I get from meat eaters, and I get where they're coming from. I don't really attack people for these questions because I had them once as well. I only get upset when people are very close-minded and they are attacking me. Like, sometimes it's hard to keep your cool in those situations, but I'm getting better at it with experience, obviously, but in the beginning it was kind of hard. But anyway, what do I eat? Everything. Meat isn't everything. I was also so used to like meat being a staple in like almost every one of my meals, but honestly, there are so many plants out there. Pasta, tofu, soy products, fruits, veggies, everything. If you want to see what I specifically eat, sometimes I post what I cook on my Instagram, and I have a highlight of the vegan foods that I eat and cook. So if you want to know what I specifically eat, check that out. My Instagram is linked down below. Another question, do you have to sacrifice taste or variety? No, I absolutely do not. If anything, I have more of a variety. When I was introduced to vegan cuisine, it was kind of like a whole new world that has opened up for me. I have found foods that I never even knew existed, and now I love them so much. Like, I didn't know shit about chickpeas, for example. I didn't know tofu. I didn't know that you can actually make asparagus taste good. I hated mushrooms. I hated spinach, and now I love those. I love all of those things because I learned how to make them taste good for me. And I can cook so many things. I have also learned that you can make anything vegan. I'm not even kidding. I also know how to make bomb killer vegan scrambled eggs. It's changed my life. Yeah, I became so fond of eating, like I'm obsessed with food now. Not in like an overly negative way. I have negative food obsessions too, but like I love eating so much. I feel joy when I eat, and I feel awesome when I eat, and I don't really have to sacrifice anything. I don't look at it as a sacrifice. If only I can eat more. Like there are over 80,000 edible plants on this planet, and y'all are stuck eating the same 3 to 4 animals. Think about that. Think about that. Now, who is limited? Not me. Other thing, if you go to the grocery store and look at the milk sections, for me, like I see one sort of titty milk, maybe 2, if they have like goat milk or something. Honey, plant milk. Like look at this picture. Look at this picture. Come on. Come on. If you can't find one that you like, I mean, then I can't help you, but you probably will. I don't like all of them, but I love most of them. And now I hate milk. I can't drink anything with milk in it. So when we talk about taste, a question that comes up is, why do vegans eat fake meat? Don't they hate meat? We don't really hate the taste of meat. Some vegetarians and vegans do, but for most of us it's not the case that we hate the taste of meat. No, I love the taste of Kentucky Fried Chicken. I love the taste of a good burger. I love spaghetti, bacon. Oh my god, vegan bacon. You can make smoked tofu. You just cook it as if it was bacon, or if you marinate tofu with like barbecue sauce and like smoked paprika and like some, oh, it's mwah. Wonderful. Anyway, we consume fake meat because we still like the taste of those food. We just don't, oh my god, I feel like I shouldn't say we. I don't want to speak for all vegans because I know I'm gonna get attacked. Sometimes I still feel like eating chicken nuggets, and then I go to the store and I buy those vegan chicken nuggets. Obviously they're not the healthiest. Just because something is vegan doesn't mean that it's healthy. It still tastes good. We just want to make it ethical. Sometimes they can make these things taste so similar to meat, it's scary, and I don't even want to eat it. There's this Impossible burger that actually flippin' scares me. I think it's for the people who are transitioning into being vegans, and it's kind of like typically the food that shows that, oh, you can still have this taste while not eating a dead body. But to me, someone who hasn't been eating meat for so many years, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortably so much like meat to me. From what I remember, what I can recall, it's like, oh my god. So yeah, we don't hate the taste of meat, we just hate the idea of consuming dead bodies. Oh, where do you get your protein? Okay. Here's the deal. You can't only get protein from animals. Beans, tofu, seitan, chickpeas, nuts, seeds, packed with protein. Animal protein is not needed for your body at all. Many people say that the vegan diet is so unhealthy, like you're gonna die. Most of the biggest organizations of dietitians have come out with statements in the last few years that a carefully planned whole food vegan diet is actually suitable for all stages of life. So fuck the propaganda. We healthy. We got the receipts. We got the pass. We can all exist in peace. Anyway, also, for all of my friends who want to build muscle, Google vegan athletes right now. You'll see it's not impossible. So I'm just saying, rice and chicken is not the best and only way to gain muscles and to like become a bodybuilder. There are awesome vegan bodybuilders, weightlifters, athletes out there who are very successful, have a lot of achievements behind them. It's all about your mindset. Next thing is the food chain theory, that we're on the top of the food chain. Firstly, I don't think we can talk about a natural food chain if we use guns, knives, whatever else we use to get our prey. If we didn't have those tools, I think we would be pretty low on the food chain. Try hunting down your prey like lions or wolves. Try it with your cute little claws or like your cute little canine teeth, your carnivore body parts.
Okay, so this is me editing, and I just wanted to show you guys this chart that I have found depicting how our bodies are literally not designed to eat meat. If you have ever compared yourself or humans in general to lions, this chart is for you. So yeah.
We are not designed to hunt our prey, okay? We made it possible for ourselves to do so. I think, personally, that this food chain thing is bullshit.
But like, our ancestors, they hunted. Oh my god, like, we are designed to eat meat. Evolution! Evolution!
Oh man, oh man. Let's unpack this. In ancient times, our ancestors had limited sources of food. They pretty much needed to hunt because they started obviously with gathering and eating plants. But for example, when winter comes, how do you eat plants? You need to find something else to eat. And someone was like, okay, look at that cute little animal right there. Let's eat that. It's better than eating each other, right? Right, okay, let's catch that motherfucker. So they hunted because they needed to. We as modern humans do not need to. We are so privileged, so incredibly privileged. You go to the store, you have like thousands and thousands of things that you can choose from. It's too much. The variety is too big for us. We are so privileged and lucky. We can eat anything we want pretty much, and we don't need to eat meat. If I can do it, so can you. You know? If so many people could do it, so can you. If he can do it, so can you. The evolution thing also I don't get. Okay, many people like come up with like the Neanderthal and like our ancestors and like whatever. They didn't consume like not even half as much meat as a normal average person consumes in the 21st century. Obviously, prey was limited. They had very basic tools to hunt. Now we have factory farming. If you want to kill an animal, you go and then you just do it because it's there in a small confined space. You can just do it. But back then it didn't go like that. You actually had to seek out the animal, seek out your prey, and somehow kill it, skin it, and then select what you will eat, what you won't eat, pick the bones out, let it bleed out, whatever. Now you just go to the store and you get the pre-packed version, or you go to the market.
I have linked a video down below that talks more about our ancestors' diets and how they included more starches and grains than meat, and how our brains actually developed more because of these starches than protein and fat.
Meat isn't everything. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, next one. But what about free range? Well, people say it's more humane to eat animals that are kept in free range. I do not deny that. It's a better choice. Free range is a better choice, but it's not the best choice. Why stop at free range? Those animals are still killed. You can't really make killing something humane. You know what I mean? That's kind of a contradiction there. So that's my opinion on free range. It's better, but not the best. Okay, so when a vegan says, okay, I don't want to cause pain to animals, and obviously killing them entails pain, many people say, oh, but what about the plants? Plants feel pain. Hello, I read it on Reddit or somewhere. There's no scientific proof of plants feeling pain. Plants do not have a brain. Plants do not have a central nervous system. Therefore, they don't feel pain. What if you were put on a desert island? Would you eat meat then? I don't want to offend anybody, but I feel like that's kind of a stupid question, because like, how the fuck would I get to a desert island? I mean, obviously, if I somehow miraculously get stuck on a desert island, we can reassess, but for now, I think it's a stupid thing to talk about. Like, God put animals on Earth for us to eat. I feel like that is the one that upsets me the most, because I have problems with institutionalized religion and like being religious to a point when you're blind. Religion itself is not bad. If you have faith in something, go ahead, do it, but this sort of religion, it makes me, I have a pit in my stomach thinking about this kind of mindset. My stomach sinks when I hear that sentence, because it is the most selfish, egotistical sentence you could say about this topic ever. One guy, I'm not gonna say what religion he was in because I don't want to start anything, but he said this sentence to me as we were actually eating. I just straight up asked him, who the fuck do you think you are? This is the one point in this video where I'm gonna get upset, but what makes you think, who gave you that entitlement to put yourself above all other living creatures on this earth? I am not a theologist. I'm not gonna go to the existence of God or anything like that, but I feel like the God that I would believe in if I was religious is somebody who is kind and who is all-loving, and that God wouldn't put other creatures with feelings and emotions on this earth for us to kill, for us to cause pain to, for us to cause misery to. A good, loving God wouldn't do that to living beings. And also that like our ancestors have done it in the past. Our ancestors have killed, lied, stolen loads of horrible things. Incest, for example, was a thing in certain cultures. Eating humans is a thing in certain cultures. Then is that right too? Just because something has been done in a certain way for the longest time doesn't mean that it's right. Why are vegans so eager to force their beliefs on us? Simple answer to this question is that we're passionate. There are some vegans, vegetarians that go a bit too far. I admit that. It is because they're passionate. I don't really try to force my beliefs on anyone. If they ask me questions, I answer them, and sometimes I get passionate about a topic like you have just seen now. But I like to allow people to make their own choices because I want the same thing. I just want them to let me live and make my choices. Ooh, okay. Do vegans ever get full? Yes, absolutely. When I get full from plant-based foods, I get this good feeling of being full. You know what I mean? I'm just happy. I feel this fullness without the sickness. We do get full, although food goes through our system faster, like this. Usually is like in and out. And yeah, it does happen to me that I eat a full plate, I feel full, and then in 20 or 30 minutes I'm hungry again. That comes to adequate meal plans, nutritional plans and stuff, and then you can feel fuller for a longer period of time because there are a lot of nutritions for your body to process and use. We do need to eat more though. Plants are not as heavy as meat, so we need to eat more to have that feeling of being full. Sucky explanation again, but I feel like you get the gist. Is vegan food more expensive? Is it more expensive to be vegan? Normally not. Temple foods like rice, beans, pasta, vegetables, whatever, are not as expensive. There are vegan items like fake meats, plant milk, plant yogurt. They can be quite expensive, but I feel like vegan diet is as affordable as any. Next thing is, I get the meat thing, but what about dairy and egg? You don't kill animals in that process. What's wrong with that? First of all, wrong. Animals do get killed a lot in the dairy and eggs industry. If we start with dairy, so obviously, if you didn't know this, cows work similar to humans, which means they can only produce milk after pregnancy. I think after pregnancy it's like, I don't even know, I'm gonna put it on the screen how long they still produce milk after being pregnant, but then they have to get re-impregnated again. When they give birth, that little baby is torn from their mom. If you watch a video of that, seeing a baby torn from her mother is something, it's incredibly painful. If it's a bull, a baby bull, then most of the time they just kill that baby for veal. Eggs industry, so chickens are treated horribly in the egg industry. You can watch videos on that. I'm not gonna like insert any footage. I'm gonna link down below if you want to see that. But basically also for the murder part, male chicks are thrown into this machine alive and graded alive. There are other ways of killing them, but they kill them because they can't use them in the egg industry, obviously, because they don't produce eggs. Next question, if you avoid dairy and eggs, how do you bake? Easily. There are vegan recipes for everything in your grandmother's cookbook already. You just have to look for them. I can still bake. There are vegan dairy products. You can also make your own. You can make cream cheese, you can make milk. There are a few substitutes for eggs. You can get creative with it, but most common ones are flax seeds, bananas, applesauce. I forgot the fourth one. And the last question that I want to answer in this video is, what difference does a person make? Most people think that one person is nothing. What difference do I make? Said 7 billion people. I want to show you what difference does one person make. I think I am going to insert this website. It's called the Vegan Calculator. I'm gonna link it down below. This one basically shows how much difference a vegan makes in a day. And then I'm also going to show you my own impact. I'm gonna set it actually to a metric system because that's what normal people use. Okay, America, hello. So I'm gonna set it for 3 years and 10 months if I'm like fully vegan. Obviously I wasn't fully vegan for these, but if you are fully vegan for that period of time, this is the amount of water, square meters of forest, kilograms of grain, kilograms of CO2 and animal lives that you save in that time. That is one person. I think I'm gonna end on that note, and thank you so much for watching this video. Please stay respectful if you choose to reach out to me. I hope that some of your questions have been answered. I hope that maybe you think about your consumption habits and your values maybe even, and if you have any other questions you can ask me and I will answer to you more in detail. Check out the links that I have linked down below and you can maybe find your answer there, or you can just do your own research on that question, whatever you want to do. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you you'll see me in my next one. Please be kind to yourself and to others, and let's make the world a better place.